This week on Home by Novogratz. In this week's episode, Bob and Courtney are hired by NBA star Paul Pierce of the Boston Celtics to design a multi-purpose room at his alma mater, Inglewood High School. The idea is to provide a place for kids to go after school to keep them out of trouble and off the streets. The project is part of Pierce's Truth on Health campaign. The school gives them a rather large but dreary room which is currently used as a storage space. The Novogratz come up with the idea of creating a home away from home for the kids. And once they hire a project manager to oversee the painting, the installation of the new floor, and all that kind of stuff, they do the fun stuff like go off shopping. At this point in the series, the viewers can probably tell ahead of time what the tips are going to be, as all the projects are starting to run one into the other at a certain kind of sameness. Tip number 1, when you have a large space, divide it up into cozy groupings of furniture. Tip number 2, mix up the decor with a mix of high-end and low-end. Tip number 3, mix up the decor with a mix of new and vintage. Tip number 4, make things interesting with some word art. Tip number 5, use large-scale photo murals on the walls to add interest. And the last tip is to turn an eyesore into a focal point. In this case, the room has an entire wall of windows which have been painted over and then protective guards placed on top. So the Novogratz decide to cover them up even further by installing large murals over the windows. So Bob and Courtney shop all over town and bring in some interesting pieces, although I have no idea what inner city kids need with a $3,000 on sale Jonathan Adler dining table, but whatever. They place some old signage on the wall, and then they get some of their kids' old basketball trophies and spray paint them different fun colors for a little touch of interest, which we saw them do the same exact thing in a gym they did on the previous series on Bravo. So maybe they need to rummage a little more around in their bag of tricks to come up with something fresh that we jaded viewers haven't seen them do already. In the end, Paul Pierce loves the space, and the kids say they love it too. But unlike other HGTV shows, you don't come back in 6 months to see how the people are still doing, so I guess everyone still likes it, and it hasn't been trashed.